again. I'm Bob Bockelman, your host for Restaurant Review. We welcome you back. It's Saturday afternoon. It's Easter Saturday, the big Easter weekend. And you're going to think I'm a little crazy when we actually get into the restaurant because you'll think I don't know what's going on. But I don't want to, we'll save that for a surprise when we actually start. But as we said, it's the 19th of April. We're here in New Orleans, coming to you every Saturday from 3 to 4 on Orleans Cable 77. Tell your friends. Don't forget our website, restrevue.com. You can let us know about any restaurants that are up and coming you'd like to see, or an artist, or actually be in our studio. We have a little audience again today, and we'd love to have you so you can see what goes on behind the scenes. As you know, for those who follow us, we're here to bring you always our first thing is the brand new restaurants as early as we can get them to you, and the emerging artists. And today we meet both of those situations. We have a new restaurant and a young musician who's going to bring his talents to the show. For those who haven't seen it, I think you'll enjoy it. And don't forget to tell your friends. Every Saturday, 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock, Channel 77. Okay, what we're going to go ahead and do is at this time is actually take a stroll to the back of the studio and meet our musical guests for him to perform for you. Follow me. Okay, we have Mr. Justin Russa. Welcome to the show, Justin.
Thank you for having me.
And we're always happy to have a native, and I understand you are, that's right?
That's correct.
Great. Justin's a young artist, and we're glad that he's here with us today. He does have a CD out, but unfortunately he didn't bring it for us to show it. What's the name of your CD?
It's called Pale Leaf Echo.
Pale Leaf Echo, interesting. How would you classify your music if you could do that? I know that's a tough question.
I would say it's folk-based, maybe with a little country influence as well.
Okay. Yeah. Almost sounds like a menu, very appropriate. But also, of course, we love to know if you're appearing at our favorite place, the Nutriground, anytime soon.
May 1st, I'll be at the Nutriground at 9 p.m.
9 p.m.
Yeah.
So, folks, check them out there. That's our Phil Melancon's place. We get a lot of talent from there, and I think you'll enjoy hearing him as well as several of the other guests. All right, why don't you start us off? What's the first song?
This is called Unbroken, and it's off the CD. Thanks. At night when darkness flowers, oh, the memory of a kiss will find you. Play the music of your quiet hours, your soul's mountains, your range of spine. The scales of love are unbalanced with the weight of lies you placed upon them. Bridges built on perfume and smoke, so the distant stays distant between. When it's better to be cracked than broken, hold the pain till it's spoken. Well, it's better to be cracked than broken. Across the river, oh, so long ago. Mm-hmm. Love is only borrowed warmth, a cheap cloth, and that's woven to be torn. Hearts are sinking, hope's a heavy stone. We're only lonely when we're not alone. When I've nursed this loss I've suffered, forgot the gift was ever offered. When these holes, man, it's you slip through like the stars, so I can find you. When it's better to be cracked than broken, hold the pain till it's spoken. Well, it's better to be cracked than broken. Cross the river so long ago. when your sadness grows, when your sadness lives, where your fingers stop, when you won't begin. Night when darkness follows, oh, the memory of a kiss will find you.
Very, very nice. That was Justin Ruth, a very haunting melody. I think his title of his CD is very appropriate. He's got kind of an echo quality to his voice, so that's really good. We'll be looking forward to the remaining songs in the show. That's Justin Reuther, so native. So let's hopefully you'll enjoy his music as much as we did. Now, back to the meat and potatoes, so to speak, of our show, and that's the new restaurant that we're bringing. It is a new restaurant. It was opened in a smaller location and for a while, but then moved in closer to a brand new establishment. And as I told you in the beginning of the show, it is Easter Saturday, and when you see the decorations and hear about the name of the restaurant, you're going to say, well, gee, it's totally strange what happened. But as you know, in New Orleans, we're known for three big things: the music, which we bring to you every week, the food, which we bring to you every week, and of course, one of the biggest things internationally known is we're known for our Mardi Gras. And you say, well, Bob, what does that have to do to your show? And that's exactly what happened. Our chef today has capitalized on that and introduced a new cafe, and it's called the Fat Tuesday Cafe. So for those who know that, that's Mardi Gras Day, Fat Tuesday, the day before the Lenten season. And we're privileged to have our new chef today. What we're going to do is talk about the menu. And another important thing is, as you know, we try to go all around the city, and we've are on our West Bank. This is across our Mississippi River. And that has been, for many years, that's been a real scarcity of restaurants. Back in the 80s, I know we've told you on the show many times, there were 4 5-star dining restaurants there during the oil glut. And then after that, it went down that you couldn't find anything but casinos and fast food. We fortunately have brought you some new fine dining restaurants, Clementine's we brought you early last year, which is a wonderful revisit of a previous well-known restaurant. A few weeks ago, we had a little family dining restaurant called Dining with Sherry. It was a lovely little place. And again, today's is another family-style restaurant that we think in another part of the West Bank we think you'll enjoy. And we're talking, as I mentioned, about Fat Tuesday Cafe. And we're privileged to have today the owner, co-owner, and chef, Miss Sabrina QUAID. Welcome to the show, Sabrina.
Thank you, Bob.
Good. Tell us a little bit about your background and how you came up with the idea of this particular restaurant.
Well, it was a dream of mine for a long time, as well as a dream of my mother's, to own a little cafe where she could put out her products that she liked to make so much and have everybody come in like a family and just sit down and have a meal. And when my mother passed away, I thought, what better opportunity now to kind of fulfill her dream.
Great.
So at the time, I owned a Mardi Gras website, and everything kind of just fell into place with the name, and adapted a logo and came up with Fat Tuesday Cafe.
Okay, well, it couldn't be more appropriate for our city, that's obvious. Again, it is in MARRERO, is that right?
That's correct.
That's correct. It's on our WESTBANK Expressway. Now, again, for those folks who are not familiar with it, the WESTBANK has an elevated expressway that really runs from one end to another end. Years before, it only had the ground level, and then they still have the service approach. But if you follow this to the end of that elevated to becomes ground level and make a U-turn, it won't be a few more blocks backtracking, you'll find the Fat Tuesday Cafe. They've got a beautiful, great big billboard right near it, so it'll really bring in the folk. And they're open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They're dark on Sundays, but they're open every other day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And what we're going to do today, a little different, is even though normally sequence we'd talk with our breakfast, we really want to start featuring the lunch and the dinner, and then we'll come back and talk about the breakfast items after the lunch and dinner items, and then go over into the beverages, because they have a full line of coffees and also they've got everything for you. We do want to tell you also, if you have the notion to give us a call, our director Larry will put those phone numbers on the screen: 483-3336, 483-3338. You can give us a call. We'll be glad to answer any question about the restaurant, the menu, or about our musicians, or anything else you'd like to talk about involving restaurant business. But without further ado, what we want to do is actually get into the restaurant itself and talk about the menu. As we said, we're going to start with the lunch and dinner menu is basically the same. So it's a continuation dinner of the lunch, but again, it was just, we want to hit that with one fell swoop and show the variety and then go back to breakfast. Now, we do have a couple of pictures as you're seeing our restaurant. Tell us about how many can you fit in the restaurant right now?
We just expanded a little bit, and we have 40 seats.
40, okay.
Yes.
Intimate, but as you've been seeing on our screen, a couple of the pictures, it's very airy. There's windows, I think, on every wall, so that you get a great view outside. And so especially right now in spring, when things are starting to look pretty and green, it's a great idea. So it's very airy look to the cafe. It's all done in purple, gold, and green. In fact, even the tabletops have those colors in them. So those are the Mardi Gras colors for those who are novices, but everyone else knows that. So that's why we have that kind of motif today here in the studio. We do have only a couple pictures of some of the food items, but we're going to talk about a lot more. And what we want to do now is start with the appetizers, as we all do. We don't have any pictures yet of that, but we do have, we tried 3 of them when we were there. In fact, spinach and artichoke dip. Tell us about that, how yours might be a little different than someone else, since that's a common dip.
It is a very common dip, and we look at our presentation. We add, it's garlic and spinach and artichoke and cheeses, and it's enjoyable. People love it. I don't know how much it can differ from anybody else's, but
and of course you serve it with toasted pita. Some people serve it with croutons, but the toasted pita bread. We had our previous show was a Mediterranean that used pita a lot, pita breads, and they had native dishes of hummus and baba ganoush. Okay, well, we know that. So there you've got a kind of favorite that you can rely on. Nothing better than spinach and artichoke dip to start off. But they have a couple others that are a little unusual. One is the toasted pita itself. And do you do anything different with the toasted pita? It's just...
Well, first you grill the pita with little butter. Don't use margarine. We use garlic, chopped onions, provolone cheese. Got to have a lot of cheese on it.
So it's like you're taking a nacho concept and transferring it to the pita bread,
yeah, pretty
right?
much.
Great.
Pretty much. Just
Great.
not
So
as spicy.
Not as spicy, right, of course. So here's a way to take, without even creating the dip, to take the actual pita, which is such a great bread in itself, decorate it a little bit, garnish it a little bit, and make it a meal of itself as an appetizer. But lastly, there's something that's really kinky going on lately. For some reason, between jalapenos and pickles, they're all getting to be a natural ingredient in appetizers. And I don't know how it came about, but tell us about your fried pickles.
I've been eating fried pickles since I was a kid.
Okay.
My father was raised in the country, and my mother was raised in the city, but with country folk parents, and we've been eating that since I was a kid. So when we put it on the menu, it was nothing
Just
to
a
me.
natural.
It was a natural thing, and so many people have said, where did you come up with this idea? And they just love it, and they're well seasoned, and we just fry them to perfection.
What's good about, now you use, of course, dill pickles, right?
Kosher dills.
Some people, want to make sure they don't think it's sweet baby gherkin.
No.
But I do like the slicing, because you slice it fairly fine. A lot of the pickles that I've eaten have been, almost a whole pickle.
Right.
Which is okay, but I think doing it that way, the batter actually separates from the main thing. Whereas slicing it like you would slice a pickle to eat, on very thin slices with the batter, and the light batter of it makes it just unifies it much better. It still preserves the lightness. It's not a heavy batter, so it's really enjoyable. It sounds strange, folks, but you're going to see more and more restaurants adding pickles or jalapenos, but even more importantly, pickles as a new appetizer. So we hardly recommend that you try that in addition to any of the other two that we've talked about. Now, in addition to the appetizers, they also have soups. They do a soup du jour, only one. And I know when we were there, we were doing, I think it was a cream of asparagus and shrimp, huh?
Yes.
Tell us about that and discuss some of the others that some of your signature ones.
Oh, we do a variety of other soups. Carolina corn is probably one of our biggest signature soups.
And what's that involving?
Again, it's a grandmother recipe from South Carolina.
It's a cream-based soup?
And no, it's a brothy-based soup.
Ah, you see, that's most corn soups are usually cream-based.
Most corn soups are creamy. No,
oh, good.
This is more like a chicken broth with tomato, and we add a little Cajun touch to it by adding a little tasso. But yeah.
Wow, that's the flavor.
So it's got just a little spiciness to it, but it's wonderful, and people absolutely love it.
Yeah, I wish that would have been on my day, even though mine was good. That sounds excellent.
Next Tuesday.
Okay. Any other one you'd like to point out?
We do gumbos. My father helps me in the kitchen, and
that's one of my favorites, especially some of the meat gumbos. You do any
makes some awesome gumbo. Of course, during the Lenten season, we do
seafood.
A lot of seafood gumbos. But he does a chicken andouille gumbo.
There you go.
I have to give him credit for that because he is the gumbo man.
Gumbo chef.
He is the gumbo man.
That's excellent. That's excellent. Any other soups you want to talk about?
Oh, I could talk about plenty of them.
Well, pick one more for us.
Corn and crab bisque is
one
one of our most popular. I try to have that every Thursday.
Oh, okay.
And because people love it.
Okay.
I'm having to do double batches, and
that sounds great.
They keep me pretty busy.
Good, good. Okay, folks, so you see, for those of soup fans like me, you've got a different one every going, and I definitely need to get back there and try that Carolina chowder, that real Carolina corn.
Carolina corn.
Carolina corn. Sounds excellent because, I want to get away from that cream sometimes with corn, so that would be a great alternative, especially with our local tasso. Now, another thing she does have is great salads, and all of us are watching our weight a little, except for me, are watching our weight a lot. So, and a lot of the ladies, that and dinner and lunch and salads is a great treat, especially now we're coming up on the summer months, and where you don't want something so hot and heavy, you want something light for lunch, and then maybe do a full meal at night. And we want to talk about some of the salads that you have offered. Let's talk, first of all, the most important one, I think, would be your signature dish, and that's your Jester salad, court Jester salad, named after the Fat Tuesday. Tell us about the Jester salad.
Well, the Jester salad, none of our salads are small, so it makes it rather interesting when somebody's looking for something light for lunch, but it is lighter than, a heavier meal.
Sure.
But we use, fresh grilled chicken breast, boneless, skinless breast, full of artichokes and mushrooms and lettuce, romaine lettuce.
Right.
Roma tomatoes, cucumbers, everything is fresh on a daily basis. And again, it is our signature salad.
Right.
People love it.
And before we go into another one, and the thing that makes all of your salads are your dressings, including the homemade. Let's talk a little bit about some of the dressings, especially the homemade ones.
We do quite a few different dressings. The pepper jelly vinaigrette.
Very unusual.
Very unusual. Yeah. We start with a raspberry and walnut base. And move on from that. And we have our signature dressings, that we make from time to time, that we don't use on a regular basis. So, we have a variety of different things: Caesars, blue cheese, honey mustards, roasted garlic vinaigrettes.
Great, yeah. Real good selection, and of course, after all, sometimes salads are salads, but the dressing is the key because that's where it gives it an individual flavor. But I tell you, one of the prettiest salads I saw and we tried that day was your avocado salad. Tell us about that. It was beautifully presented.
Well, I think it's important to have, again, fresh vegetables for everything.
Sure.
And avocados, as many of you probably know, trying to get in the stores, are very hard to get when they're at that perfect point of needing to be used. So it's kind of hard to keep that going, but we try. And it's important that, they're sliced equally and evenly and presented with the, the greens and lots of color in the salads.
Right.
That's one of the things I use a lot of, is a lot of color in salads, and helps to bring it out. Besides all of the fresh vegetables, it just makes a difference.
Okay. All right, we're going ready to talk about a few other salads, but we have a caller, so let's go ahead and take that. So won't be on the phone too long. Welcome to Restaurant Review. I'm Bob Bockelman, and we have our chef Sabrina QUAID. To whom are we speaking?
Hi, this is Becky.
Hi, Becky.
Hi there. Hey, Hey, congratulations on your restaurant.
Thank you very much.
I have a quick question. Do you all run any lunch specials?
We run daily specials on a daily basis.
There you go.
Yeah.
Dailies.
Yeah, dailies. Anywhere from something light fare to something a little bit heavier.
Great.
Yeah, we do lots of pasta dishes, stuffed potatoes, chicken stew. You know, we do the typical red beans and rice on occasion, but lots of pasta dishes.
Yeah.
Great. Well, it sounds interesting. It would be best if we could go like real quick during a lunch hour. So, I mean, so it sounds like your menu just varies in the whole, it's not necessarily, when I think of New Orleans, I just think Cajun, but you've got quite a variety.
Oh, yeah. And like she's saying, the specials just add to the variety. She has a fixed menu, but putting the different specials, and we'll see that in some of our pictures. I think the day we were there was crawfish etouffee, which is a local favorite was shown. I think we have a picture of that coming up. So she's got a combination for everyone. We're on the salads. We're about ready to hit one of our fortes, the sandwiches, and then we'll also talk about the plate specialties. So she really has something for everyone, because some people only like sandwiches, some like salads for lunch, and others have got to have a plate dinner, which I also understand. But we really appreciate your call. Anything else before you go, Becky?
Just real quick, can you give me exactly where it's located? I know it's in the West Bank, but how exactly can I get there?
Okay, give them
What
the
exit
address
do I
and
take?
tell them how it would be to get there, please.
We're located at 6641 West Bank Expressway, and we're between Westwood and Ames.
Okay.
3 blocks off of the elevated portion of the expressway.
That's the key. If you're coming from the other bank, the East Bank, just keep staying on the elevated till you have to come down. And when you come down, make a U-turn. And as she said, it's approximately 3 blocks back. Right there, it's very visible, a huge big billboard to indicate the restaurant. So you can't really miss it.
Great. Thank you so much, and good luck with your restaurant.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for your
calling.
call. Okay, great. Well, that was great. Okay, Sabrina, let's go on now. We were talking about the salads. We just mentioned, we're not going to go into details, but we'll go ahead and mention that you do have a spinach and a Caesar salad, which of course everyone loves, a club salad, and a chicken or tuna salad, and also a house salad. So
yes.
We've got a complete selection, almost 8 or 9 salads, folks. So therefore, you're bound to find something with the numerous varieties of dressings. It really makes an unlimited combination for you. But let's now touch on, as we mentioned, your real forte, your sandwiches, because even though you're not a poor boy specialist like some of our old-time restaurants, you've got some great combinations, and you're also featuring some of the things that we talk about, the reinvention of the hamburger to the nice restaurant. And back in the 80s, and when, of course, when the fast food industry came along, all of a sudden, everybody did a hamburger. But all the restaurants in the old days used to do hamburger. They all said, well, no, that's fast food. Now we're seeing how bad the fast food restaurants are for us. But still, the burger itself is a significant dish. And if done the right way, it can be great. So we're going to jump in, even though we don't have a picture of this. This is one of her real specialty items, a signature sandwich, and that's called the Fat Tuesday Burger. Tell us about that before we hit the other sandwiches, please.
Well, we start with fresh ground chuck is one of the
there you go.
the best things to do.
Yeah, you're not going to find that at the fast food place.
And it's an 8-ounce burger, well seasoned, handmade, hand pressed.
There you go.
There's no machinery involved in that, and just grilled. To order.
Yes, grilled on. Anything special else about it? Any other ingredients?
Oh, it's really good.
Really good.
Yeah, lots of garlic. I believe in cooking them with garlic.
Oh yeah, you got to be in New Orleans.
Yeah.
You got to have it.
Garlic, a little breadcrumbs, egg, and
I'll tell you,
stuff to hold it all together.
A couple of the other sandwiches that we'll talk about 2 or 3 others. One I had was delicious. Oh, I tried 2 of them, I believe. But a Rubin. Rubin's always been my favorite. We don't think of Rubin down here because of the familiarity, poor boys, and everything else being so popular. But for those who like Rubin, really enjoyed it. Tell us about your particular one, especially the different choices of bread I had. But go ahead.
Yeah, I use a dark pumpernickel.
Right.
And I use eye of the round corned beef.
Good.
Rather than standard roast of corned beef.
Right.
And use fresh sauerkraut instead of canned.
There you go. And boy, folks, for a person who's tried, tell the difference. I mean, and Rubin, of course, again, is a specialty sandwich. Not for everybody, but at the same time, too many people have put it on their sandwich. If they carry sandwich, have it on there for years, and have just taken the use of opening a bottle or can and putting it on in. Yeah. There's a world of difference when you try real fresh sauerkraut than something out of a can or a bottle. So If for those who are Rubin lovers or who've never tasted it, hardly. And then on the dark pumpernickel, we couldn't get a better choice of bread. A lot of people put it on rye. I love it on dark pumpernickel, so I had to tell you it was really my favorite. But let's talk about now. Here's something for the really hardy eater. Besides that burger, you've got a prime rib sandwich, and we have one of those too. Tell us about that one.
Well, we start out with whole ribeye with lip on. And again, I have to give the credit to my dad. He cooks it, seasons it, cooks it, and then once it cools, he slices it. We use that on our prime rib sandwich. It's a 6-ounce piece of prime rib.
Wow.
And it's served on sourdough bread with red onion, mayonnaise, honey mustard, lettuce, and it is awesome. Provolone cheese and bacon.
It was excellent. That red onion is nothing better than a red onion on it in that regard.
Yeah.
Okay, and if our director can get our pictures up, I know we had one of the sandwiches, and I don't know which one of the ones we've just touched on, because we did take a picture of one of the sandwiches. And the last one I want to talk about, and hopefully we'll get that picture up and then tell you which one of the picture is, and that's your club. Of course, a lot of people know about club sandwiches, but tell us how you revisited and made a better deal of the club.
Oh. Well, our meats are served hot. Number one, we start with the prime rib as well on sourdough bread. Thick sliced cheddar cheese, baby Swiss cheese, smoked breast of turkey. It's so big, and the cheese is melting, and there's no way we can cut it in 4.
There you go.
It's just virtually impossible. It comes out about that thick. I mean, we've had some club sandwich connoisseurs come in.
There you go.
And have said it is absolutely the best club they've ever had.
Well,
so I
saw
take
it.
pride in that.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to taste it. I did see it. And like I said, we did take a picture of one of the sandwiches. I haven't seen our director get it up yet. And hopefully, if we do get it up before we do the plate lunches, and we'll tell you which one it was. But it was a beauty. And so if you're a club fan, and that's another sandwich that used to be so popular. Hamburgers and clubs used to be one of the fortes of every restaurant, especially at lunch. Today, a lot of the restaurants, you can't find a club sandwich. And here you've got a great one. So we certainly, that's why we picked those 3 for you. But just so you'll know, there's other things. And we do have a lot of vegetarians, Sabrina, that watch our show. And I see one thing that you had, not that you don't, some of the things we've talked about, but here's one especially for them, and that's a veggie pita wrap. Tell us about that one, please, real quickly.
It's basically vegetables on a pita that's turned into a sandwich. Lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, mushrooms, carrots, anything you want on it, I'll put on it for you.
Excellent.
And it's made into a sandwich.
So it's a kitchen sink of vegetables.
Kitchen sink of vegetables. People love it.
Okay, and then she has, of course, standardly, she's got smoked turkey breast, which sounds great, tuna or chicken salad. We know that's always a basic.
And those are both homemade. Those aren't something that
Excellent.
Excellent.
Grilled chicken, and a chicken Caesar wrap, and a grilled cheese. Now, you know, there's nothing better than, especially, of course, we're not in that season anymore, but nothing like a cold day, but to have a grilled cheese sandwich and one of your soups would be excellent. But lastly, here's one that, and it's not just for the kids, don't say this, peanut butter and jelly. Tell us why you thought about a PB&J on there.
Well, you know, I mean, I did it mainly for the kids because I don't have a separate kids menu.
Right.
And even though I can do things for kids, I thought, you know, what did you eat when you were a kid? Right. And it was peanut butter and jelly. So you can never find that in a restaurant, and you'd be surprised how many adult men especially
there you go.
Eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for lunch.
Exactly.
You're out there, you just don't admit it.
The classic peanut butter and jelly. But it's true. There's nothing better. In fact, back to the vegetarian, you might want to consider this for the future because it's not that hard. A lot of the vegetarians eat a peanut butter like with a banana sandwich.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's so easy to do. That there you go. And if you put a little honey or something, you can put avocado with it. So great combination. So if the peanut butter's on the menu, you know she's going to mix it or fix it the way if you wanted to add a different ingredient. But a PB&J is just great. And like I say, it's not just for kids anymore, folks. So go ahead and give it a try. Okay. Well, we haven't seen our sandwich pick yet, but let's go ahead and talk about some of the special plate dinners that we had. And again, if our director will get the picture, find the pictures up, we had your crawfish etouffee that particular day. Tell us about that one.
That started out with a light buttery roux.
Okay.
It's important to me to use as much Louisiana
There you
seafood
go.
as
That's
possible. I don't
such
really
an
like.
emphasis with our restaurant.
Yeah, I don't like to use imported seafood. So we use fresh achafalaya.
There you go.
There you go. And I'm a local, and I have problems with that word.
Yeah. Can you imagine one of our tourist friends trying to say that?
Yeah, achafalaya crawfish.
Yeah.
And just all the workings in that, served over rice and garnished and.
Well, I know we touched briefly with Becky on the phone, but let's go over a few more of those plate dinners so we can keep the people advertised. Tell us some more of the. Let's go over some of the real specialty plate dinners that you're really proud of that you've been served so far.
Well, I do. One of my signature specials is Mandarin catfish Sabrina.
Wow, that's a signature one there.
Yeah, it is.
Didn't see that. You should put that on the menu.
That's one of my daily specials.
Mandarin catfish Sabrina. Tell us about that one. That sounds very intriguing.
Yeah, I start with a 7-ounce fillet of fresh Louisiana catfish.
Using Louisiana catfish. Oh,
absolutely.
Great. Nothing better. Nothing better.
And it's served over angel hair pasta. And the sauce is a butter, garlic, walnut, mandarin orange sauce.
Oh, right.
With peppers, red peppers, yellow peppers, green onions, and that's served over the pasta with French bread.
That must have some beautiful color with that. That's
it has wonderful color.
That should really be the Fat Tuesday special because it sounds like it's got all the colors of Mardi Gras.
It does. It does.
But remember, folks, of the Sabrina special catfish. I mean, I don't know if you can remember Mandarin and all the other terms, but I think she'll put it together. Hopefully, you'll find the day that. Give her a call and see if she has it that day. Any other ones you want to tell us about the particular plates that you're proud of?
Well, we do lots of stuffed potatoes with different items, but again, I do a lot of pasta dishes. I do eggplant fillets with hollandaise sauce, lump crab meat.
Wow.
Do lots of different pasta dishes, homemade spaghetti and meatballs. Excuse me. Nothing out of a can. It's again same, handmade meatballs.
The sweet side or the non-sweet side?
It's a little more sweet.
A little more sweet. Well, that's my
but
favorite.
Very garlicky.
There's the key.
Yes, and I don't cook with salt.
No salt. Great.
I use no salt in any of my cooking.
Excellent. I don't add salt. I gave up salt years ago. Now, of course, I'll eat food. I won't send food back that I can taste salt in, but at the same time, I never add it. So, for me, just a little salt in the cooking itself is more than enough. So I admire you for that. I think that's.
Don't use any salt in the cooking. I figure if somebody wants salt, they can
always
add it to their own taste.
Exactly. But if you can do it without the salt and taste and make it enjoyable, you've got a winner there.
Yep, that's the way I cook.
Any other pasta ones that you're really proud of? I know you said you had a slew.
Oh, geez, yeah. There's so many pasta dishes.
Catching you blank.
Yeah, you totally caught me off guard.
Okay, well, let's see if there's anything else because we're going to be breaking in a few minutes to go to our musician. But before we don't want to get into too far ahead of ourselves. Let's see if there's anything that we've missed with regard to the plates or the sandwiches. I think we've gotten most of the sandwiches out of the way. Now, I see here that you do some. This is good for people to know, especially with budgetary concerns. Not that these prices are high. We're talking about bargain basement. But you do a soup, salad, and sandwich combo, which is a great idea. So you're giving, half a sandwich? Or what are you doing?
It's a half a sandwich of either the homemade chicken salad or the homemade tuna, a cup of soup, and a small either house or Caesar salad.
Oh, okay, so they have a choice. So there you go, folks. That's a great meal. You do what is a triple combo? Let's hear about that.
That's where you get all three.
Okay.
The regular combo is you get your choice of two.
I see. Soup or the salad and the sandwich. Okay, but all three. Well, that's what I was talking about. The soup, salad, and sandwich is, to me, definitely the way to go because you got a little bit of everything, but a great, great thing. And then what is this? Oh, you can also, she gives you a break on the bowl. If you rather have your big soup eater like myself, you can substitute a bowl for a cup and therefore still save some money, but get especially in the wintertime where we really like our soups. All right. Let's see. Have you thought of any other the entrees before we want to go over to our musician? Because we've got a few more minutes. Any other plates that you do that maybe we haven't spoken about?
No.
No? Okay.
I've totally drawn a blank.
Well, what we'll do is let's go ahead and do this. We weren't planning to do this till after the break, but let's go ahead and start on the breakfast items, folks. We have, as we told you, we're open breakfast, lunch, and dinner. By the way, how long have you been open now at the new location?
4 weeks now.
Only 4 weeks, so only a month. That's great. You're open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 6 days a week. Is that right? And then closed on Sunday?
Right.
Okay, so let's go ahead now, even though we're doing it after the fact, because we really wanted to get all of those lunch and dinner items out since you have such a variety. But let's talk about some of your breakfast items. I see that you had some unusual titles, and maybe, of course, you do one of my favorites. I didn't see it. I haven't had breakfast here, folks, I have to admit. But you do French toast. Anything special about your French toast?
Well, we use French bread.
Oh, okay. Well, that's unusual right there.
We use French bread, and we don't put powdered sugar, cinnamon, or anything. We use a homemade praline and pecan sauce over the bread.
Over the bread.
Mm-hmm.
And you just toast the bread, or how do you?
No, you make it into French bread, dip it in the egg, and grill it, and the whole 9 yards. But most people get that with either cinnamon and sugar or powdered sugar, and we choose not to do it that way. We choose the praline sauce.
Yeah, no, that's
nice, rich, and flavorful.
I bet it is. I bet it is.
We want you to put on a few pounds.
Now here's another breakfast. She has two of them. All Saints breakfast, for those who know, right on November 1st, and a Fat Tuesday signature. What's the difference between those two? And let's talk about those.
Well, the All Saints breakfast is basically your standard 2-egg breakfast: 2 eggs, grits or hash browns, 2 slices of bacon, sausage patties, ham, and toast.
Wow.
And the Fat Tuesday breakfast is kind of what it says. You add a little bit more, hey, you know what you're going to get. But yeah, that's 3 of everything.
Great.
So
that's the only difference. It's just more of the former.
Correct.
Okay, that makes it easy. But here's one now. I know even for some of our locals might not know this place, but Bayou Seignette Sandwich, a wonderful state park on the West Bank, not too far from really her location. And she's taken the idea of making a breakfast item entitled Bayou Seignette. Tell us how that differs. What are we doing there?
Well, it's signature meats, the honey smoked bacon, the sausage patties, or the fresh honey baked ham, made with scrambled eggs and cheddar cheese on your choice of toast.
Right. And for the lighter side, even though it's not light, biscuit and gravy. Where else do you see that? You never see that anymore. Tell us about anything special about your gravy for your biscuits.
Well, our
your
biscuits,
I hope, are homemade.
Our biscuits are about that big.
There you go. There you're talking about pie size.
Yeah, they're pretty large.
Great.
And homemade peppered gravy.
Peppered gravy, great.
Yeah.
So, well, you can't beat that. So, and one last one before we go to the musician. For those who want to go a little non-standard for breakfast item, the Belle Chase burrito. Belle Chase Tunnel, again, is the water bay that separates MARRERO from the other city in Jefferson Parish. But tell us, what's good about your Belle Chase burrito for the morning crowd?
It's bigger than McDonald's.
Bigger than McDonald's. That's all you can say about it?
No, it's a wonderful burrito. It's very large. It's one of our most popular sellers on the breakfast menu, other than the All Saints breakfast. But it's full of egg and sausage and red and yellow peppers, and it's very colorful, very tasty, full of cheese. Comes with a salsa on the side.
Oh, salsa? You make your own, or you?
Sometimes.
Sometimes? Okay.
Sometimes. I can't always keep it fresh,
Sure,
so it makes it kind of difficult.
Right.
Because I never know how much I'm going to have or
Now,
how much
let me
I'm
ask
gonna
one
need.
question, and hopefully I'm not taxing you with this before we go to music, is that can you order some breakfast items late in the day, or no? Is it only a certain time?
We stopped serving
It seems to me
breakfast.
a breakfast burrito could be eaten at any time.
Yeah,
You know,
it
I
can.
mean, really,
We have a small kitchen,
I understand.
so we try to pick up breakfast at 10:30.
I understand.
All of our breakfast items and bring out the lunch items.
Okay.
And so we try to keep it that way right now.
All right, no problem. Well, we'll see, because to me, many times you'll get a craving for a breakfast item, and it's not in the morning.
Usually
You know?
on Saturdays,
or you're a late sleeper or
yeah,
something like
Saturdays
that.
we wind up extending
You're more
that a
like-
little bit.
Excellent. I think
Yeah.
that's the key, especially the weekends. People like to sleep in,
Absolutely.
and they still would like a breakfast item way beyond the normal hours.
Yes.
So I think what she's trying to tell you folks is the important thing is she's flexible, and that's of course very important with our restaurants, is that they're there to suit you, the customer, not just to black and white their menu. So give them a try. But meanwhile, we're running over. We need to get into our musician. We're going to hear from our local Justin Reuther. Justin, what are you going to do for your second song, please?
The second song will be a song entitled Parish Line. Somewhere on the edge of town, somewhere near the parish line, Liz is counting on tomorrow. She's watching the fading summer shine, without a dollar to her name, without a prayer, without a smile. She's kicking stones like she did when she was young. Another heart's thrown upon the pile. Louisiana, your golden sun is sinking low. For all you've abandoned, you'll always be her home. Somewhere out on that horizon, beyond the cane that grows so high, there's a town so unlike this one. She could only grow the wings to fly. She said, Mama, won't you listen? I feel the pain you can't disguise, and I know the future seems uncertain, I know hope is all that left your side. Louisiana, your golden sun sinking low. For all you abandoned, you'll always be her home. Roll the fires, billow from the stacks down the river. At night they burn brighter, brighter than the stars. And the water won't recede till it's taken back to land. Goodbye, home. Goodbye, Lord. Your golden sun
Justin Russa, a local native, doing a song about our state, and beautifully done. We haven't had better than Randy Newman, I think. So definitely remember that name, and hopefully we'll give you more details if you contact the show about his performance and his CD. We wish we had a picture of it to show you. But that's Justin Ruth, and he'll be back for one more song right after we close, when we're ready to close the show. Okay, once again, we're speaking to our executive chef, and her name is Sabrina QUAID of Fat Tuesday Cafe in Marrero. It's a family-style breakfast, lunch, and dinner joint, open 6 days a week, closed only on Sunday for a rest day. We think you'll enjoy it. We've gone through a lot of the items. She runs from salads to soups to all the way to sandwiches and to full plate lunches. Great breakfast items as well we just went over. So we really only have 1 or 2 categories of left food, and of course it's the actual sweet items, and those are the desserts. So we're going to just about start and talk about desserts. Again, wants to remind you, don't forget our website, restrevue.com, RESTREVUE, in case you want to give us any suggestions of other restaurants. And we'll tell you about a couple, if we have time before the end, a couple of other new ones that we're hoping to bring on. Some of them haven't even opened up yet. That's how quickly we bring the restaurants to you. But also any musicians you'd like to see. And also we talked about a musical venue at the Fine Arts Theater, formerly the Fine Arts Theater, where we have a little small nightclub for a lot of our emerging artists to attend and for you all to hear further. So we'll be speaking about that whenever we have a moment during the show. Okay, again, we want to go back to Sabrina, and I think we've done a great job of covering most of the menu, but let's not ignore, because we had a beautiful selection of desserts the other day when we were there, and couldn't eat them all, of course, but were pretty to look at. And let's go ahead and talk about some of them. I know one is a chocolate cake. Tell us about your chocolate cake.
Well, that's a chocolate death cake, and it's about 7 inches high and just full of everything chocolate that you can possibly imagine. Wow. And it is a cold cake.
Right.
So it's just chocolate.
There you go. It rivals, years ago we had a restaurant, it still does, and we won't talk about it right now, called the Mile High Ice Cream Pie. That might be a little taller, but not much. 7 inches for a cake is pretty darn tall, folks. I know you're proud of your carrot cake. You didn't get a chance to see that. Tell us about that.
Carrot cake is wonderful. I don't do all of the baking myself, but this is an incredible carrot cake, and that's why I'm proud to offer it in my cafe. It is just beautifully decorated, and the taste is fabulous, full of fresh carrots.
I'll tell you one of my favorites I enjoyed the other day. I had 2 that I'll talk about. One is your chocolate eclairs. It's stuffed with chocolate. One thing good, it was decorated. I don't know if they were doing it just for my thing, but I really like with a chocolate eclair a little bit of whipped cream. Now, it wasn't on the eclair itself, but there were decorations on the plate. And I tell you, I took that and smeared it on the inside of the eclair, and it was heavenly. Yeah. And that's really my favorite way to eat eclair, is to have a little whipped cream with it.
Well, we do that to all of our desserts. We try, again, presentation is a big key for us. So all of our desserts get decorated somehow on the plate before they're served.
Well, I think it adds a little something to the chocolate on the hard dark chocolate on the outside of the thing, to the medium chocolate inside, kind of a bridge between the two. So I've been doing that for years. I was glad to see it was on the plate. So even if you're only doing it for decoration, to me it's a great edible item. But one that I thought was strange, and I didn't try it, but thought it was beautifully looking, is the waitress didn't mention it was a cream puff now. So,
my horns.
But it's not. I mean, to me, it looks like a Charlotte Russe. Tell us about it.
It's a flaky pastry crust.
Okay.
And it's filled with Bavarian cream. And then, depending on my mood and what I feel like dipping them in, some were dipped in caramel with walnuts. Some were chocolate and almonds. Some were just the raspberry sauce. A variety of different flavors. You kind of fit your own taste.
Yeah, I think it's a beautiful present because, again, it's that French swirl cone, flaky pastry stuff with the whipped cream on the inside. And then the great toppings. Like I said, I saw only one. I think it was the caramel with a nut topping. Mm-hmm. But obviously, she does chocolate with other nuts. And so it really can, again, take one item and make it so many different ways that you could try it on different occasions. Any other dessert item you want to talk about before we move to beverages?
We do a variety of different desserts. Okay. So every day we have different pastries and things from Danish turnovers, chocolate chip cookies, brownies,
Good.
key lime, cheesecakes.
Key lime, that's
Yeah.
that's hard to get. And although I'm starting to see a resurgence in a few of our restaurants, but that's another thing. Used to be a wonderful key lime desserts used to be a standard, and it's gone by the by. But more and more the restaurants are starting to add it again, and that is a great taste to get as an alternative to a chocolate lover or something like that. Okay, now let's talk about beverages. Now again, because you're a breakfast house as well, you have a big line of coffee. Tell us about your coffee items.
Wow. Of course, we specialize in gourmet coffees.
Right.
And we use the number one selling espresso in Italy. It's called Lavazza. And we have a variety of signature coffees as well as just your regular espresso or daily fresh brew.
You do iced as well as hot coffee.
We do iced,
let's talk about
hot, and frozen.
One that really interests me is the one that's your signature, an iced
Jester.
jester. What's a jester or an iced jester?
Well, again, being a coffee connoisseur since the day I was born, I came up with that about midnight one night, just started putting products together, and it tasted really good. But I start with steamed half and half.
Okay.
And that's the whole key. You steam the half and half. It's espresso and white chocolate, caramel. Mixing all of those together just makes for a very rich and.
Now you serve it only iced, or you also
No,
serve it warm?
my favorite is hot. Yes, and then whipped cream and white chocolate and a little decoration on top.
They don't dissolve when it's cold, so I think the hot would certainly make a better dissolution and integration of all the different flavors. That's
anything
great.
that's iced can be hot also, or vice versa.
Right. And she has a standard line of sodas, American sodas, but bottled sodas and teas, which I love, flavored teas, and she does some Italian sodas and Italian cream sodas. So that'd be something. So she's got juices, of course, milks and bottled water. So she's got the gamut. Obviously, it's not an alcohol-served place. It's not geared toward that. It is a family-style restaurant, so you're going to have to wait for someone else to have your bottle of wine or your beer or beverage of alcohol side. So, same time, nothing diminished. As we say in our restaurant show, is that the food has got to lead, not the alcohol, the beverage. If you're going there for the drink, if you have so many drinks. After X number of drinks, everything tastes good. So, key here, it's got to stand by its own, and then the beverage is also a supplement to the food. The food has got to be the priority item. Anything else we haven't talked about your restaurant? Or any specialties, or any special items, or special things that you're going to be doing?
I think the most important thing to know about our restaurant is we're a family atmosphere and we're family run. We are a close-knit batch of people, and we want to please our customers. We serve a good amount of food. We want people to be full when they leave. We offer so many different varieties, and I think that also helps, is because we can please any appetite that walks in the door. Whatever you want, we can probably get it for you.
They're there to serve you, folks, and that's the key, of course, with restaurant business. Well, folks, we really have heard a lot today about the WESTBANK of the Mississippi River's newest restaurant, Fat Tuesdays, only open 4 weeks. We hope you'll give Sabrina's some of her great recipes a try. They're open breakfast, lunch, and dinner, so you're bound to find one meal that you can have time to visit her place. Just Sunday's the only day you'll have to go somewhere else. We think the convenience of it, where it's located, as well as its hours being open, plus the different styles of food will certainly offer something to everyone. We thank Sabrina QUAID of Fat Tuesday Cafe for coming in today. Again, before we go to our final song, we do want to tell you to check our website. It's restrevue.com to give us any suggestions on any restaurants or musicians that you'd like to see on the station, or if you'd like to come in and sit in the audience with the folks we have here today, or on the day that we shoot and tape. We're here every Saturday at 3 to 4 on Channel 77, and we hope you'll spread the word to everyone else so they'll get a wind of us. We did tell you about some up-and-coming restaurants, and we'll go over those real quickly. In beginning of May, there'll be a new restaurant in the Mid-City area opening up at a restaurant that was originally an African restaurant called Dancin, not really a soul restaurant, true African restaurant that moved into the quarter. and their place is being renovated and being opened in a new local kind of establishment called Sealand, and we're hoping to have them on sometime in May. As you know, also in the Carrollton area, we are doing Cafe Indo has closed early this year, and Photo Bay is taking it over. So that's another expansion of them of the Vietnamese community. Okay, we've got to run. Give Justin his last due. Justin, tell us what you're going to do for your last song.
Last song is Waiting on the Sun. Was that the rain on his window? Was that the door down the hall? Pull the sheet a little tighter, write her name on the frosted pane. And close his eyes as she pulls away. Say, I don't know what you wanted. No, I don't remember a time, baby, when the punishment ever fit the crime. Surrender's just a word you remember all your life, 'cause you kept that hurt deep inside. She's waiting on the sun to get you through another night. Waiting on the sun to get you through another night. Waiting on the sun to get you through. He's on the road to his new space, 'cause dreams don't come true when you're standing still. He'll make a play for tomorrow, slip through the ashes of today. You lose your heart and you lose your way. Say, I don't wanna complicate things, I just wanna be the setting sun, baby, just to see what we've lost, what I've won. Oh, and I just wanna hear those words I'll remember all my life, to the tell that hurt deep inside. Just waiting on the sun to get me through another night.